Okay, so this tutorial is going to show you how to go about working a different way using Teams. So beyond the video conferencing and even beyond the file sharing, going into how we can go about task and finish groups, project management, how we can go about doing projects and working collaboratively on them, working remotely on them, but more important, getting them done in a timely fashion. Working more together really than having meetings where we go away and do actions in our own time and then come together again for another meeting. So far more of a continuous process. And I'm going to show it to you in one of the teams that I'm in. So this is this biomedical science program group that I'm in. And if we go into here, as with all channels within a team, so I've got several channels here. The general one that comes with everything, then I've created a number of channels that you can see some of them just here, and I'll turn those on. The one that I'm going to focus on is this physiology strand, because it's something where there's some development going on. There's sort of a project, and that's what I've decided to use in this example. So each channel within a team, as we've seen, comes with these three main tabs at the top, okay? And they are isolated, individual to each channel. So the files don't cross over between channels, the posts and the chat don't cross over between channels. What you can do in addition to these is add another app, and you can search across the suite that there are available. And you can see here there's a whole range that we can include here. The one that I want to add, or the one I want to show you, is Planner. Okay, now Planner is kind of an actions, task and finish scheduling app. Okay, now I've already added it to this channel in the physiology strand. Okay, so here we have the Planner app that I've renamed, because when you add it, it asks you what you want to call it. And so you're encouraged to call it something that speaks to the members of the group. So not everyone's going to know what Planner is. They may think that's just their calendar. So I've called it Strand Development Planner because the project is to develop the physiology strand with a new human physiology module at level 2. So within that, you'll find that all you get initially is this layout here: board chart, schedule, add new bucket, and to do, where you can add a task. And I've added a couple here already. This one here I've added as a task for people within the team to do. So I'll show you an example of adding one. So you would give it a name of the thing that needs to be done. So task 1 for the sake of argument. Give it a due date, a bit like an assignment. Made that due for the next day. You can assign people to it, and this can be as many people from within the team as you want. Okay, almost like assigning markers. So you can assign someone to it, and in this case I'm going to leave it be, but I have assigned myself to a task here to show you the next one, and I've assigned 2 members of my team here as the people that I actually want to be responsible for that task. Within any task, once you've given it a date, a name, and you've assigned it, you can click on the 3 ellipses here for more options. And you can also click on it to see what some of the details are. Now, if you're the person that's created it, you can give it different details. You're the person that's doing it, you can give it a "we're on the case" or "it's been done," so it's much easier to track actions. You can give it a priority level, and you can give it a description, because for most people, they're suddenly going to see something's appeared, they're going to want to know why they've been asked to do it. So I'll show you that in the example where I've assigned it to people. And with any of these tasks, you can add attachments. So if it's a file you want them to work on, you can add an actual file through an upload, which would be from your computer or from your OneDrive, if your OneDrive is linked to your computer. A link, so if you want them to look at a particular website or a PDF that's stored on a website, or indeed SharePoint. Now, when we go to SharePoint, what this means is the SharePoint platform that sits behind the team that you're in. So all these channels, all these folders here are channels within this team, okay? So if I, for example, click on the general one, I'm then greeted with all the files that sit in the Files tab of that channel. And so you can assign them. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that in this other example. So the one that I've assigned to people, I click on it, It has a description of what I would like them to actually do and why, and some various things about it. It has a due date. Most importantly, it has this link to a file within the SharePoint platform that the Files tab is sitting. And so what I want them to do is amend this file. And so what they would do is click on that and it would take them straight to it. So instead of attaching a file as an attachment to, say, an email, you add the task that will then appear in a to-do section of their calendar. And that's very easy to see and to act on, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So once you've set up your task, you can add as many as you like. It's good as a project manager to view them, to see how things are going. So you can see here a dashboard of how many tasks there are. So there are 2 tasks, medium priority, neither of them are started. You can see a list of them there. You'll be able to see which ones are completed, who's been assigned what. We can see down here people within the team. Okay, so you can get a sense of how much your team is contributing, who's being the most timely, etc. And you can also see a schedule, so you can get a sense of when things are supposed to be done by, how they're progressing. And so if I jump to June 1st, you can see here, complete timetabling for level 2 HP. That's the task that I assigned to the 2 members of staff in my team. So that's an easy way for anyone in the team, particularly the chair or the project manager, the leader of that project, to visualize what's going on and to be able to keep track of what's going on. The way that the individual people will see it is if you go to your calendar within Outlook, if you're using the browser-based version particularly, which is strongly encouraged so that you're working within the same suite rather than opening lots of processing power heavy apps, you have this to-do list down here. Now the to-do list, the tick, so you have mail, calendar, contacts, and the tick. If you click on the tick, there's a range of things you can see. You can leave notes to yourself, which would be tasks here, and I could add a note of a reminder to do. You can also click on this assigned to you. And the assigned to you is how many things have been assigned to you from within Teams. So here we can see the one that I've assigned to myself is due July 1st, and I can see the details of it, if there were any present, and any notes attached or anything like that. You can add steps to them. And so the people that were assigned to the other task that I gave would be able to see this in their assigned to you area as well. So it's a great way for individuals to keep track within their Outlook calendar by using this to-do function at the bottom. It's also handy for things like flagged emails. So there's things that you can really filter down to, I suppose, is what this is doing. There's things for your day, so tasks you've done, whether it's marking, write up some notes, whatever it might have been. Things that are planned to do for later, and that also appears in things that have been assigned to me by somebody else. So that's an overview of how we can do closer project management, how we can really get task and finish groups going and keeping things moving, keeping pace on stuff and keeping everyone informed. And of course, as with all things in teams, within projects, when you are within a strand, you can keep the conversation going. You can post links to various files. You can post reminders or meeting dates into the chat so that they appear for everyone to see. So it's a great way of, after having had a meeting where you've assigned some actions, to remind everyone that you've now assigned actions, or to continue the chat that you may want to add something to that you didn't think of in the meeting. It's a great way of continuing a meeting, or indeed, perhaps more efficiently, having a meeting without having a meeting, having a continued discussion where people can dip in and out without entire days being taken up with constant meetings, so that we don't end up teamsed out, as it were, keeping projects going. Projects should always be continuous and driven. You can't drive something if it's parked continuously by waiting for the next face-to-face meeting, whether that's virtual or in person. So hopefully you found that useful. Hopefully it's something that you are interested in getting to grips with. And it really does have a lot of potential and promise for improving and enhancing the way that we do things and achieve things and keep things moving, keep up the momentum. Okay, as always, get in touch if you have any questions, and see you next time. Goodbye.